Today we're going to have a look at some of the bags from NGT's range of luggage. And I'm not going to lie, I was genuinely shocked when I found out the price of these. So let's start with the multi-pocket carry-all, and I think size-wise, this is about bang on, if I'm honest. It's not too small that you think you've got to make compromises and there's certain things that you can't take with you, but it's also not too big where you think, I'm kind of getting into barrow bag territories. So it's about bang on. You can easily take enough stuff for a day session, but equally you can take enough stuff if you're doing a week as well, because at the end of the day, you take very similar amounts of stuff, whether you're doing a day or a week. It's normally just food and clothes and things like that. So that's not what this carry-all is for. This carry-all is for taking all your essentials that you need on the bank. So the actual dimensions for this is 61 by 29 by 31 centimeters. So like I say, in terms of practicality, I think it is about bang on. As you'd expect, being a carry-all, you've got one main compartment in the middle here, and that is where you stash pretty much everything. But as the name suggests, this has got a multitude of external pockets. So you've got 5 to be precise, dotted all the way around the bag. You've got one either end, 2 on the front there, which have actually got little mesh pouches on the outside of each of the pockets as well. And then you've got 1 on the top. I guess with these mesh bits, you could almost say that there's 7 pockets dotted around the outside. So it's really easy to be nice and organised. Now, material-wise, this carry-all is actually made from a really hard-wearing 600D polyester. But the bonus of it as well is on the inside of that, it's actually waterproof backed. So you know that if you get caught short in the rain when you're setting up, everything is going to stay nice and dry that's within it. Obviously, if you've got stuff in the mesh pockets in the front, that is going to get wet. But all of the pockets, all the backing of the pockets have also got this waterproof backing as well. So it's really nice to know that all your stuff is going to be nice and protected from the rain, even if you do get caught short. Finally, there is a couple of options when it comes to carrying around. You've obviously got standard carry handles, which have got a little Velcro part on it as well, so you can keep them together. So when you are carrying it around the lake, it makes it nice and easy. Plus, having that Velcro handle is a little bit more forgiving on your hand, especially when it's actually filled up and quite weighty. But you've also got a padded shoulder strap as well. Completely adjustable, so you can adjust it for whatever size you are. But one thing to bear in mind is it's not actually removable unless you decide to cut it off. So if you don't like shoulder straps, then you probably will be cutting it. But if you don't mind them and you do find them useful, then it is a very nice little addition to the bag. But I think probably the best part about this bag has got to be the price. And this is where I was shocked. Now, I had a look around earlier on Google, and this comes in at under 30 quid. I think it was 27.95 was the cheapest price I found it for. And I was actually expecting it to be probably close to double that, because the quality of it is actually really good. So yeah, I am very, very impressed with this. Let's move on to a couple more of the other bags. Next up is the XPR rucksack. And you'll be pleased to know this follows a very similar suit to the XPR carry-all, and the actual quality of it feels very, very similar indeed. But of course, it is slightly different because it's a rucksack. So if you prefer rucksacks, then this is going to be the one to go for. Size-wise, I think it's actually very similar. It comes in 45 by 50 by 27 centimeters, and that translates to about 50 litres overall in capacity when you take into account all of the extra pockets and bits like that. But it's basically cut into 2 halves. So you've got this zip that goes around the middle of it, and then you've got a large compartment, and you've also got a smaller compartment up top. So you can keep things separate that way, but of course you've got extra pockets dotted around it as well. So either side of the bag or the rucksack, you've got a couple of long pouches here, and then you've got a long pouch just on the front here as well for storing bits and pieces. Now, there's no elastics or anything like that in there, so it's not like you've got dedicated bits for bank sticks or whatever. But I think that's probably quite a nice thing, because that means you can customize it and put things exactly where you want without feeling like you have to put certain things in certain places. So sticking on the theme of the quality of this, the base is actually fully vinyl. So that's really nice, because firstly, it's waterproof, but secondly, it's nice and wipe clean as well. So again, if you're in a bit of a mad panic getting set up and you just need to get going, it doesn't really matter too much where you put this, because everything's going to stay dry within it. And like I say, you can wipe it nice and easily as well. Now, flipping it over to the back, as you can see, there is quite a nice amount of padding here. You've got some nice lumbar support towards the bottom here, but you've also got padded straps as well. So basically, NGT have created this to be as comfortable as possible. Even when it is loaded up with all your kit, it's not going to hurt taking it around the lake. But these straps obviously are completely adjustable. You've got adjustment at the bottom, and then you've also got adjustment at the top as well. So once you've got all your kit in it, you can get it adjusted to be as comfortable as possible. Again, one of my favourite parts about this is going to be the price. And I found this, the cheapest I found online was $34.95. So again, a very good value product, and a product that again, I thought was going to be much more expensive than it is. Moving on to the final bag that I've got with me today. This is the NGT bait carryall. So as you can probably imagine, it is an insulated bag, but I think calling it a bait carryall kind of pigeonholes it a bit too much, because this can be used for much more than just bait. You can use it as a food bag. I guess you could even use it as a brew kit bag. You can use it for pretty much anything that you want to keep nice and cool. And again, the quality is there. It's made from the same material. You've then got the nice insulation on the inside, and it's actually a fairly thick bag, so it's decent insulation as well. Size wise, it's 43 by 28 by 21 centimeters, and putting that into bait terms, it's easily going to hold 5 kilos, if not more. So it's a decent size bag, but not too big. So again, if you wanted it just for a day session or a couple of nights, perfect size. But then if you were wanting it for a week session and you want to keep, say, your frozen bait that you're getting out later in the week, again, it's going to hold a decent amount. So you can start the week with fresh bait and then finish it with what was frozen within here. But obviously, like the carryall, you've got one main central compartment, and that is the insulated compartment that you can see here. Aside from that, you've got a little compartment on the front, which isn't insulated, but then you've got a little pocket just on the inside there. And then either side of the bag, you've got a couple of little mesh pockets as well. So like I said, if you did want to use it as something other than a bait bag, you can keep all your cutlery or things that you don't need to keep cool can go in the outer pockets. And then you've got that main section to keep all your meat and things like that inside. So it's a really nice little bag. Again, you've got a couple of different carry options. You've got the standard handles, but then you have got a shoulder strap as well. And on this bag, the shoulder strap can actually be removable if you don't want it. So by removing it, it'll probably stack a bit nice on a barrow. But if you're not using a barrow, then obviously you can use a shoulder strap, completely adjustable. And once again, nice and affordable. I found this for as little as 15 quid online. I mean, I can't say much more about these. They are brilliant products, especially when you consider that price tag. And if you want to find out a little bit more about them, make sure you head to the NGT website. But for now, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.